I'm going to do a short video just to see how long it actually takes me to plant tomatoes. I've already decided to use this bed. It had winter rye in it, and I'm trying a no-till method of gardening this year on the places where I had cover crops. So I did not dig up the whole bed. I just dug 3 holes where I'm going to put each plant. It's just 1 shovel full of dirt, so that didn't take long at all. The first thing I'll do is add some lime to the soil. So I've got my bucket of lime. I'm just going to take a trowel, and in each one, let's see, sprinkle it in there, stir it up a little, boom. Hole number 2, and over here. Hole number 3. Okay, the next thing I've got to do, I've got these 3 beautiful tomato plants, but see how tall they are here. Let's put my arm here. Can we see this in comparison? All right, where's my camera? There we go. So it comes all the way up to my elbow. My friend who gave them to me thought it might be a little too late to plant them. They're so big, but no, not at all. What I do is strip off the lower leaves and bury them, and they get a whole big root section. So I've got 2 mortgage lifters and a yellow mortgage lifter. So I'm gonna put, let's see, from a design standpoint, where do I want the yellow one in the garden? I'm gonna do the yellow one here on the corner and the 2 red ones in the middle. So let's start with the red ones. Here's a regular old mortgage lifter. So what I'm gonna do, I'll do a little before and after. It fell over. So there's the before. I'm gonna take off the lower leaves. Then I'll give you an after. Now the plant looks like this. I took off the lower sets of leaves, and I left 1, 2, 3, about 4 on top. And I'm gonna bury it down to where that lower leaf stem is. Okay. So this one, I'm gonna put in the corner. Loosen that up. I'm gonna loosen the roots. Let's see. I'm going to gently lay this in kind of sideways. I'm not bending the stem. The stem is really thick. So what I'm going to do is just lay this in sideways and then cover all of it with dirt. And it will start to grow upright, the vine part. Because that's what I'm counting on. I don't exactly remember what I did last year, but I did remember I put it in mostly sideways, and it did not turn out to be a problem. Okay. 1 tomato planted. This is one of the red mortgage lifters. There's the dirt here. Alright, the next one, another mortgage lifter. Here, maybe you can see me strip the leaves off. So I'm gonna just take off all these bottom leaves. So I've got 4 up top. Yeah, I'll leave 4. Okay, and the second red one I'm gonna put back here. Gently loosen the dirt around the bottom. I'll make it face the same way. That'll keep the spacing likewise. So I just line it up so this bottom leaf will be not buried, and cover up the root, cover up the stem, the buried part of the stem, which is most of it. yellow mortgage lifter. Goes in the corner. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, oops, this has a little blossom already out. I'm going to pick off these blossoms. I just don't want it. I want this first round here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 4 sets of leaves. Keep that. Loosen the root ball a little. And boom, yeah, that one shovel is just enough to get it leaning over in this direction. Just back in the hole. Oh, it's like gentle pressure once the dirt's there to support it above and below. Makes it tip up just a little bit. Let's try that on these. That one's not tipping up. How about this one? Yeah, this one will tip it up a little bit. Because you don't really want to break the stem too much. It's got to deliver the nutrients from the dirt to the plant. But as it grows, you know, it's got 3 more feet or more to grow. These mortgage lifters are probably going to get pretty high. Let's get the dirt. Alright, so the spacing, because of the way I had to tip these things, in the future I'll have to remember to dig the holes off center. But these plants are going to get so large that it's going to fill up this whole bed, regardless of them being off 6 to 12 inches. I'm not concerned about that from an aesthetic point. Even though this is my vegetable garden, it's also a formal garden. So I do take care to line things up and keep them looking neat to the extent possible. That's basically how long it took me to plant the tomatoes. Let's see what's the time on this. Nine minutes. Yeah, it wouldn't have taken that long except for messing with the camera. So I'm gonna put the cages up and show you my cage matrix. Alright, I just put the 3 large cages around these 3 tomato plants. This is a bed I usually use for herbs, and so it's not, the soil's not loosened quite as deep as I've loosened it for the vegetable beds. But I still have beets that are not mature over in the bed where I want to put more tomatoes, so I'm still thinking about what to do. But the other 3 tomatoes and a pepper are likely to go there. But today, I'm concerned with these 3. Now, what I've found is, like a lot of people, they just put up the cages and it's fine. But for me, I got winds that blow right down those mountains, sweep across, and hit my garden. And invariably by August, with the weight of the plants, combined with the late summer storms, my cages would fall over if I left them like this, with the plants in them. And it breaks the stems, and there goes your late summer harvest. So what I do is build a matrix. I use these tall tomato cages, then I supplement with the short cages and tie them all together. Let me go get the short cages in here and show you how that's done. Alright, I've been in the house and just grabbed my pile of old cut-up t-shirts. Well, one cut-up t-shirt. It's like you cut it into strips. How long is this? Maybe, whatever's convenient. This may be a foot long by maybe an inch wide. And if you fold your t-shirt up and you can do several layers at a time, it goes pretty fast. I gotta say, I've been using this same old ratty stained t-shirt remnant for years now. Just take the time to do it once, and you'll have garden ties for a while. Anyway, so now I've got my 3 tall cages directly over the plants, and I've supplemented them with 3 shorter cages. It's so sunny, I'm not sure how this is going to show up on the video. But anyway, what I'm going to do, maybe we could look from the top There's too much glare, so I can't see how this shows up from the top view, but it makes just like a solid bed of cages, pretty much. So what I'm going to do is tie them all together where they're close, and then instead of just having a row of cages or individual cages, I've got like a whole matrix of cages, and I've found that it stands up to the storms much better. The whole thing with the wide base of the 5 cages, actually 6 cages here, will stand up to the storms, I hope. So anyway, let me get these tied, and then you can see all the pretty ties when I'm done. And there we are. My tomato matrix for this particular bed is all set. It's all tied together, so if you can see me here, you know, I'm shaking it a little. It's less wobbly when they're all together. So hopefully this will get me through the summer. And honestly, I think with all the plants in there, it does become a little less stable, but I don't know what else to do about it. So the plants can't, being too protected an area here, they need full sun. They seem to do better in this bed than ones like further against there. There's not enough sun. It's protected, but the tomatoes don't do well there. So half my tomatoes are planted. Did I say I was done with these tomatoes? I went ahead and watered them in and mulched the bed and cleaned off the border. I couldn't leave them not watered in and mulched on a hot day like today. It's calling for rain further in the week, so I'll probably come out here, and if it doesn't rain the day before, or it looks a little dry, I'll water for a few days. But I don't baby my seedlings that much. It's kind of a survival of the fittest thing. They live or they don't live, but I just, you know, plant a lot and things will fill out. These 3 plants don't look like much, but they're going to fill out the whole bed. Let's see, what's this? Late May? Yeah, they'll be pretty big by late June, but by July, this whole thing is going to be a wall of tomatoes.